Whoa, whoa,
Zero dice
whoa,
rolling.
whoa, and we're live! What's up, everyone?
Hey!
Sorry for a bit of a late start tonight. We're waiting on some late arrivals and other technical difficulties, all that kind of stuff. You know how it is. But welcome to episode 19 of the Sleepless Nights. Yeah. We're gonna get up to some, I don't know, mischief, death, who knows what's gonna happen tonight. There's been a lot
Probably
of discussion. Likely Doom. Doom is high on the list.
Definitely trauma.
But
Yeah,
before we
oh
get
yeah,
to but before we get to any of that, do we have any new followers, Mac? Anything along those lines?
I mean, to my knowledge, no.
Yeah,
Is that
just
correct?
say yes. Let's say yes.
I
Make us
don't
look
see
better,
any
Mac.
either, so I think we're good.
Okay.
All right. I don't really
Yes, we
have
do. We
any
have
other
40 new
announcements.
followers. Thank you, everybody
Oh,
that's
look
come
at
through.
that.
Darth Wizard, 212, most recent. Thank you so
Mhm,
much.
mhm.
Oh wow.
Thank you, Darth Wizard.
Mhm.
Thanks for tuning into the stream.
Mhm, mhm.
Other than that, check out the podcast. Check us out on Discord and stuff. We're always posting news and stuff
Yeah.
in there. You probably would have known we were starting late today. If you aren't in there already. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's roll some dice.
That's when you cue the intro, Gordon. You know, the really expensive
Okay,
animated.
the one that we have just waiting in the back. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Ba 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 ba.
we'll be waiting on
Let's
that.
commission one. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Ba, ba, ba.
Yeah, totally.
Ba,
Anyone got a
ba,
couple grand?
ba.
Just in time for a few of us to die out of the gate.
Ba, ba, ba.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Ba, 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 ba.
All right.
Wow.
You're gonna get us copyright strike.
Please, Evan, please save us from this.
Jesus, All right.
We get pulled down for copyright. So.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Isaiah, and everyone else that wasn't paying attention last week. But we continued our adventure with all of you standing outside of a small little cave that you guys decided to camp in, running from the authorities of Hardcastle after recently dispatching of a few individuals who were trying to take you back to Erebar, well, specifically you magic users. You stood outside of the cave in front of what looked like the second spell plague, or the remnants of an apocalypse as blue flames pocked the earth all around you. The vegetation and the life scattered all around you, non-existent. The destruction caused by the massive piece of land getting ripped out and plunging back to the earth. Very evident. You decided it was the best to move on as quickly as you possibly could. Some of you, obviously not wanting to go, continue your journey to the Black Gate, and others pressing on. A little bit more fervently this time. Wanting to stop whatever had just happened, or whatever may have been caused by what had just happened. Anyway, you continued into this large open field, which once housed long reeds, tall grasses, farmland, cattle, farmers. You know, the outskirts of the city of Hardcastle here. Even though you were now fugitives of the law, it's still a beautiful country that you were traveling through until now. After a few miles of travel, and it got into the later parts of the evening, you all decided to take a rest. And it was here where you had a very deep discussion on whether or not you were going to continue to the Great Rift in which Velkin was leading you, to find out what was the source of the destruction you had just witnessed, in hopes to make an attempt to close this Black Gate. Originally, the task given to you by Cade Snow to remove a curse that he had placed upon Castus. Or a contract. I shouldn't say curse. The discussion was rather heated. There were a few that pulled towards leaving, but the majority of you thought it would be more pressing to continue on towards the Black Gate, the Great Rift itself, in attempts to close it. Redrick, and Ren needing the most convincing to continue on. As you all traveled, you noticed that indeed that this fire had swept through this land for many, many miles. And ahead of you, even more destruction. Though the flames that you had once seen that kind of ripped through this land initially have began to dwindle, during your night's rest, where you decided to put your backs against the wall, you saw a familiar hawk to some of you, flying above, seemingly watching your camp. Trying to scare the bird off, Cassis and Calder decided to use some of their spells to try to scare the bird off. Cassis missing and somehow causing Calder's Toll the Dead spell to kind of get reversed on him and do damage. The effects of this wild magic that has seemed to have shaken your party a little bit in whenever you attempt to cast spells seems to be taking some sort of effect. You're not too sure exactly what is going on, but as Velkin has told you, and all of you do know, that the remnants of the spell plague the first spell plague caused the entire magic weave to collapse. The weave of magic, excuse me. Causing magic to cease for some time. After that night, and after a few more conversations, some oddities happening to Redrick, a familiar voice creeping inside his head, you continued on your journey towards the Great Rift, in which Isaiah spotted, I think it was Isaiah that spotted the ruined kind of old beaten down fortress that you guys had seen in the distance. I think it was Isaiah that found it. And in attempts to stealth forward, Cassis and Ren failed miserably and were quite loud. Ren kind of falling into this hole which the flame began to creep up the side of her leg, giving a little bit of yelp. The rest of you just decided to trudge on forward. This was a good place to set up camp, so you thought. But just as the night was getting to its darkest, something consumed your party. An even darker darkness than the night sky itself causes all of you to be blinded as the earth beneath you began to rumble and a massive creature emerged. Alongside this massive creature were two other individuals, both drow. One, obvious magic user, the other a very skilled warrior, and in the center was this massive mutated drow, the size much larger than Eggval in width and stature. A formidable foe indeed, as you all fought him, and eventually slew all three of these characters that had come out of the ground without a question. You now all stand in the remnants of this fight. The dead drow mage laying there after being killed by Ren. The massive mutated drow struck down as well. And the warrior with a few that was eager to fight Calder than anybody else, also slain here. So, that is where we left off. As you all stand around this carnage, not too sure what just happened, why you were attacked by a bunch of drow in the first place. It is kind of dark. You are all exhausted, not mechanically, but physically tired at this point. It is still the beginning of the night. The moon bright in the sky, kind of causing this dim light to kind of overhang, the rain puttering on you, on your armor and gear. Washing the purple blood of these drow that lay down in front of you into a large hole that also stands below your feet. About 4 feet wide, completely. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, god
Forgotten
damn it.
Who? Is that what your guys' name is? Who? I'm just going to call you the Who.
The Forgotten Few.
Forgotten
Forgotten
who.
Forgotten a few.
Who?
Take stock. Everybody up. Everybody moving. Except for them. They're all down.
Vulcan wants to search the wizard. See if they have a
Okay.
spell book on them.
Give me an investigation check as you just see Velcom begin to begin searching through this drow wizard.
Castus, are you the
Maybe.
most like visibly fucked up?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I'm not doing great. He's gonna slowly stumble over to Ren and to check on her.
Yeah, if I see you looking as rough as you are, I'll head over that way too. And getting over there, just put a hand on your shoulder. I'll do healing hands.
Thank God.
While everybody's doing that, Isaiah's just gonna light up a torch and chuck it down the hole to make sure there's nothing coming back. Nothing behind those things.
Oh,
Your roll.
by the
Sorry,
way,
but it
just to
didn't work
kind
out
of
super well. 5.
remind the rest of you that Eggval is also missing.
Oh,
Right.
Right.
Shit, forgot about that.
Rin has just been like staring at the body of the mage, and then the second that Velkin starts like rifling through his possessions, she's just gonna kind of like terrorize away and walk a few feet off.
I'm gonna look around for Egg, just kind of like scanning, kind of like realizing that I don't see him.
Perception check.
So
Natural
we're gonna
20.
talk
Egg. Egg.
Natural 20. You look around. You don't see him. What's the total?
20.
19.
No 20. It's a flat roll.
Egg, you hear Calder. You're looking at him.
Egg. Hey, y'all see Egg? Where'd he go?
Oh,
I'm guessing.
God
no
damn it! I
one's
go
seen
over to the hole. I'm gonna start looking in the hole.
I've already got a torch drop down there just as far as it goes to see if there's anything coming. Or
So,
Let's,
give me a perception check, Isaiah, and you, Calder. You're looking in the hole.
Since he's choosing to stay silent. 4.
I got a 9.
9 and a 4. You look down, and the torch that you dropped, you can see kind of fall, and eventually it hits something, and you see it spin head over heels before it continues to fall until it's just a very dim light.
Well, that's not fucked or anything.
I'm just gonna like wander
deep.
around like the hill, like calling out, and it's like, Egg, where are you, buddy?
I got a 17 plus 8 for a 25.
Okay. So a couple things on him. He has his staff, obviously. The one that is shaped like a giant spider at the top of it, with his legs kind of reaching almost towards the sky if you would hold it straight up. He does have a small leather-bound book, and it's actually only about like 5 inches in height and about 4 inches in width. It's very tiny, like almost like a pocket Bible almost, but a little bit. And you begin to open it. You can definitely see that they're writing. You obviously speak Undercommon, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah. So that is what it is written in. I will send that over to you.
Okay. Does the staff feel magical at all?
Hard to tell.
Can I make like an
Just by touching it.
I'll I got my spell slots back. I will cast Identify on this.
Identify.
Yeah, I was like, listen to her hemming and hawing with her full spell slot.
Yeah.
Okay. It is definitely magical. This is a... Where did I put it? Where'd I put it? Hold on.
are we still mentally connected? Because you dropped it on a couple people.
No, I don't
I
think I
think
dropped
you had
on
it to
anyone.
me and
Okay.
who else?
Yeah, I had it to Calder, to Castus, and
Alright.
I think it was Redrick.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought it was me too.
So we are still connected?
hmm
Okay.
Belkin, this is I'll write it up. I don't have it. I just have it in my notes here, and I'll send it to you. But this is the staff of Sloth's Web, or Loth's Web, sorry, Sloth. Loth's Web. It's essentially what it does. It lets you twice a day cast the web spell out of it. It does require attunement if you were to use it, but.
Cool.
So it has 2 charges, essentially, a day. It gains a charge back at every dawn. I will type it up for you. And give it to you. So.
And the book, is it a spell book or is it a journal or?
So it is a spell book. This is what you would consider a spell book for this mage. I will send you these now.
You just hear like an excited little yes from
The
Belkin.
happiest Belkin has been the entire time.
Yeah, she's like standing over the dead body of this mage. She's just holding this staff and like flipping through this book with her other hand.
Ren is going to hear in her head, "Are you okay?"
She's just been kind of standing there, and then I guess if we're still looking for eggs, she's just going to kind of start circling the perimeter, and she's just going to say, "Better find egg."
I'm just gonna like wander off like in a direction, just like calling name.
Egg, you can hear them. I mean, you can speak and hear yourself as well.
Egg!
Eggfall!
Egg! Well, guess he's dead.
Did anybody see him after the darkness dropped? What happened?
No.
No, I lost track.
I
Velkin,
don't know.
do your people have a habit of stealing folk? Were there others? Was it just the 3?
Eggval, what are you doing at this moment as they're all looking around calling out for you?
So probably as Calder was one of the first ones to try to yell out for my name, just probably stand in front of him and be like, "Right here! Hello! Can they not see me?"
Can we hear him?
No.
And I'll just kind of sort of like stand there and like wave a little bit, and then I start, you know, see other members of the group start to do the same, and Redrick just fucking wanders off into hills for some reason.
It's like a lost cat.
And I was gonna say, and I'm not really sure what to do, so I'll cast Cure Wounds on myself at 2nd level just to kind of help myself out a little bit. And I don't really know what else to do, so I might just kind of find a spot and sit down. And I feel kind of hungry, so I'll pull out one of the rations and I'll start eating some hardtack. And just, you know, wait to see if anything happens to change or if anyone notices me at some point. Can't really do it. I feel like I really can't do much, so.
Would Belkin know the answer to Calder's question? I hear people.
What was Calder's question?
Is it common for Drow to take other people? And was there more than 3 of them that she saw?
Let's go ahead and roll me a history check.
Okie dokie. That's a 6, but I have a +8 to it.
Okay, a 14. You've been part of these type of raids before. It is rare that the Drow would kidnap anybody and bring them back into the Underdark. Their main objective is to cause terror, maybe steal things. Whenever they do these raids, it would be very, very odd for them to take Eggval.
Okay, so she doesn't even look up from the book she's reading right now. She just says, no, it is not too common for a Drow to take us down the dark. It's more work than anything.
What about this group of 3? Is there likely to be more nearby? Any idea?
It's hard to tell. I mean, the raiding parties that you usually belong to were more than 3 for sure, but you've never seen a drow that size ever.
Now she looks up and she looks at Calder and she says, on the raiding parties that I was a part of, there's usually more than 3. She kind of gestures with the book to the big one on the ground. Never like that.
I'm trying to look for some tracks or something. I'm trying to find Eggwall's tracks.
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
Okay, at disadvantage because I'm exhausted. Let's see. This will go real well. All right. Oh, that's awful. That's a 4 and a nat 1. So I haven't find shit.
Yeah, I mean, there are a ton of tracks everywhere. There's blood and gore on the ground. You were just visibly wounded, looking rough yourself. Your head begins to spin and boom, 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 as you begin to search a little bit.
Kind of just fall against the walls. Like I gotta sit down.
Okay. I'm gonna make it. Okay. Malkin's going to look around for a bit. She's gonna say, "Did anybody see when Egg disappeared? Did he do something magical to trigger it?"
I
don't know.
What do you mean? He disappeared.
Well, the thing is when if Egg had a spell such as invisibility, he probably would have dropped it by now. Sure. But clearly there's something weird happening in terms of casting spell. I have all my spell slots back. I did not going into them. I have all my. So, my best guess is something happened when he tried to spell, because flipping through this book, there's nothing that wizard would have cast to make him disappear.
You just hear a poof, and Eggvall's sitting there on the ground eating hardtack.
I was gonna say, not really sure what's happening. I'm just kind of talking to myself at this point. You're just up in here. This hardtack is really bad. Neat soul.
Egg!
What? No, he's gonna go take a drink of water. And almost spits out the water in hardtack, realizing that it's shitty water that he's now put into his canteen. Hello? What happened? Why didn't you? Could you not see me? What happened? I'm confused.
It sounds like things are going to get a lot harder for the 3 of us going on. Magic is
It's looking
getting
like
more
it has.
difficult.
It's looking like there's side to cast magic, good or bad. Luckily, Egg isn't gone permanently. Right? Good. But
Wait,
there could be worse.
I could have been gone permanently, but I wasn't gone though. I was here. I said hello to Calder and
We couldn't hear
Redrick.
you.
Wait,
Didn't see
Redrick!
you.
Hello! I'm gonna just call out to Redrick and hope he happens to hear me through the hills.
Let's start coming back.
Fucking
I don't know
magic.
I was here the whole time. I don't know what happened.
I don't think it was the same here that we are, but
My only guess is either some sort of invisibility or you phased this plane for a second. But if you said you were sitting here and aware of everything happening around you, my guess
Nothing-
is some sort of invisibility.
And
Which,
nothing-
and she opens the book, and you can't read it. This spell's going to come in very handy if I learn it eventually. And she closes it. Speaking of which, I need money to learn it. When the whole end of the world thing is done. Gonna
That
be very helpful.
That looked fancy, but it
Hmm.
also
It does not look fancy. That book itself is just ragged. It looks like this old gray leather, and it's probably been panned through 1,000 times over and over and over again by this drow mage. Pages torn.
that book
Barely
looks
bound.
terrible.
There you go.
Does-
You
Doesn't matter
probably
what
should
it
get that
like.
redone.
Well, what I'll do is I'll read the spell in this book and copy it into my own spell book. And she pulls out a book you guys have seen before. It's like a red kind of leather book. It looks a lot nicer than this one, and it's a bit bigger. It's the size of like a normal hardcover book. And it'll go in here.
Wait,
my
wait.
own-
I'm sorry. Did you say red leather?
Yeah, like a red.
Listen, I'm happy for you, Velkin. Egg, I appreciate that you have questions. You can answer those later. Do they have anything else important on them or useful? Let's figure that out real quick, and then are we getting the fuck out of here?
Oh yeah,
Is
that's
it
right.
Do you
safe?
know anything that
Important.
would be useful in figuring out if there are more coming?
I can call down the hole. If someone answers back, then we
Maybe
know.
not
It
that.
is hugely deep, and if anything is down there, it's probably nothing we want to say hello to.
Already threw a torch down. I'll just come like back over the hill.
Mhm.
Oh, hi, Roderick. I was here the whole time. But thank you for walking away. I appreciate it.
Just trying to find you. Are we gonna talk about
Yeah.
why that happened though, or are we just gonna brush right over that? Anyone know?
It seemed. Oh, egg disappeared.
No. We
Oh,
just got
the
attacked.
drow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did they
why
know you? Is that why they were
I
there?
don't- I don't know them.
Oh,
You said you were not from around here, right?
No. North. Past.
Ren's just gonna go sit on her bedroll.
Past
Is it
Sword
safe
Coast.
to be here?
Are we? Probably not. Are we gonna get moving?
It is as safe as anywhere else has been. I say we just.
Is it
fucking-
though? There's a hole that a bunch of fucking drow came out of. I'm not sure
We've
that's
also
that's
got a
safe.
pretty big plug to put back in it.
I mean that's true. But if anything, I mean, so the hawk flew away, right? And then we moved, and then drow happened to pop from the ground. But if there were any more, I'm sure they would have came by now.
We don't know
It
how
might-
close more could be.
That's
In like 5
true,
Or
minutes,
they'll
by the
come-
way, since you guys killed the drow.
5 minutes,
Yeah, 5,
So-
10 minutes probably.
or if
But-
they'll come to check on this group.
They
Well,
don't come
we all.
back.
Well, if they come from same hole, we can watch it while we sleep. And then if not, well, at least we know that, other holes can pop up, so we can be ready for it. We
Yeah,
can make a
like-
signal while people sleep. We really shouldn't move anymore because some of us are already really tired.
Yeah.
We just need to finish resting.
At least
and
we
we can
know where to
move.
watch, right? I mean,
Find a
if there's
spot
gonna
with
be
no
another
water.
hole where we camp next, it's gonna be another. Not even gonna see it
It'd
coming.
be another surprise.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing.
Look, why
One
don't we
surprise
do-
is enough.
Why don't we do this? Find a spot where we can put everybody's backs to the walls. We'll do whatever we can on this hole. We'll take watches as normal, and I'll have Ook specifically watching this hole. He's got better eyes than most of us do, and he
Nothing.
doesn't sleep.
I think he'll be
Metaphorically.
awake this time, though.
What?
Do you think Ook will be awake this time, though? He seemed asleep.
He had some recovery to do. He still wasn't asleep. He was still awake.
Okay. So, question.
All right.
If I poked him, would he do anything, or would he just sit there?
Egg, it's not polite to poke people.
I know, but, he just seemed like he was asleep, and I wanted to see if he'd do something. It wasn't to be rude, it was more of, are you awake? And I don't think he was awake.
There's a lot more going on in there than just what you see on the outside. I think.
I think Isaiah's idea. Backs against the wall, watch them.
Great.
Sounds great to me.
Works for
Let's
me.
go use the tower over there. Y'all get some fucking rest. And I'm gonna go and start dragging the bodies to the hole.
I'll help.
I will help as well.
Okay. This is going to take a little bit of finagling to get these bodies to like. Unless you're just laying the big one over it, it's going to
Well,
take.
no. I'm thinking
Oh.
the big one with his arms out
Mhm.
should be big enough to
Okay.
Oh,
get stopped.
wait a second.
properly.
Hold on.
Fit
Wait.
the other two on the other side.
Okay.
Wait a second. Okay, so we got the big one. Bring the other two over, and I'm gonna take out my what is it, my hemp rope. I'm gonna take out my rope. And try to like fix them to where like they're all kind of like next to each other, and I want to try to like tie them together because like more mass makes like a bigger plug, right? So I am going to use and possibly get rid of my rope just to see if we can make a plug in this hole.
All right.
I don't
so
know
you're
if
gonna-
plugging it's really gonna do anything to stop more coming.
But I mean, at least they take work, though, right? I mean, and he's big, and the other two are not as big, but they're still heavy. I mean, you're heavy.
It'll take him time to move them. Time which
Sure.
you can see.
Sure, let's just
Yep.
make it fast.
I'll go
Alright,
about with
uh,
this positioning and tying and whatever.
All right. So dexterity check with advantage, Eggball.
Okay. Use 2 different die. Because that's fun. That's a fucking 9, and that's an 18. Hold on. Wait, so you said dexterity check? So, 18 plus dexterity. That's a 20 total.
Okay. So with Redrick's help, you begin to stack these bodies on top of the larger one and tie them together with 50 foot of rope as best as you can. So you essentially have 2 little bodies laying on top of one big body. Now, if you are to drag it over to the hole, someone's going to have to make a strength check.
I got you.
With advantage, because I'm
Yeah,
assuming they're going to be helping out. So
Yeah, I will definitely help.
this is a lot of weight. The drow itself probably weighs well over 300 pounds. So plus the other 2.
Okay. Is this athletics?
Just a strength check.
Straight strength?
Yep.
You can guide yourself.
20.
20. Yeah. So it does take a little bit of effort from all 4 of you to slowly push these this drow pile over the hole and kind of finagle them. This massive drow now kind of spread across it. There are still gaps. Obviously, he's not gonna cover the entire width of the hole. You do your best, but he now lays face down in the mud, kind of over this hole. You can see as he gets to the hole's edge, it begins to cave in just a little bit, but you can tell that the weight kind of gets distributed on both ends, so it's not going to cave in immediately, but...
I'll try to like spread his arms and legs to, he kind of like starfishes.
All right. One other person take watch first. Jesus fuck. First, whoever that is.
I
First
will.
watch with me,
Or
and the rest of you, please go get some damn sleep.
Holder, I will take watch with Velkin. You go to sleep. You've taken
I'm
watch
alright.
twice, or you've taken. You go to sleep. You've taken watch twice already. That's enough for now. How many hours we take watch? You need full night's rest. Go to sleep. We'll be fine. Problems? You will be first one awake. You've had a long day. We all have, but you the most.
Egg,
Go to bed.
I
Go to
appreciate your
bed.
concern.
Go to bed. This is not discussion. Go to bed. We'll be fine. Please.
I totally love it.
Oh, call an intimidation check right fucking now. I
That's
don't
not
care.
going to do anything. It's up to him.
Oh, fuck this. I'm gonna just go by myself on the other side, the outside of the tower, and just sit against the wall, looking out over the field.
Okay.
Egg gives an audible exhale from his nose, but still takes watch anyways with Vulcan.
Okay. The 2 of you, go ahead and give me perception checks. Calder, you can roll 1 too. It'll be separate from theirs.
12.
16.
19.
Calder, what is your plan? Do you plan on staying up? Sleeping as you sit there against the wall? What are you doing?
Exhausted as I am, there's also a lot on my mind. It has been a hellacious couple of days. Yeah, I think I'm gonna sit up against the wall and just watch and think for like an hour. And if it's all quiet, then after that I'll probably go around, lay out my bedroll, and try to go to sleep.
I guess what is it if you happen to come around? If you do happen to, if we do happen to make eye contact, I'll just kind of just give a nod.
I mean, if nothing happens before then, term.
For a few hours that you were up, nothing happens.
Okay. Yeah. When I walk around, I'm not looking at anybody. Just focus.
I will. I'll say quietly to myself. Just still, I'm watching you as you're coming back, and though if we don't make eye contact, I'm still watching you as you just kind of get into your bedroll and sort of, get in and fall asleep before we change watches. I'll just say to myself in a language that nobody can understand. I'm sorry.
Before the watches occurred, basically as Cassius is, he's going to just pass out. He's going to sit next to, he's going to move next to Ren. He's not going to say anything. He's going to sit next to Ren. Maybe even just kind of just leans against the wall, kind of slide, and eventually probably wind up falling against her. That's the most that he's going to do. He's exhausted, bleeding. He's passed out.
On Falcon's watch, she's gonna take the chance to go pat the other two bodies down while she's up.
You can give me an investigation check.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a 15 on the dice. 8.
Surprisingly enough, well, the big one, he obviously has his massive Morning Star that even in Eggval's hands, it would be difficult to carry. And he's really nothing, he has nothing really on him other than a small pouch of meat, like dried meat and stuff that he probably would be chewing on as he traveled. The other one has his armor and shield, and a small short sword. But they have nothing on them of like relevance other than small things of adventuring gear. But yeah.
Okay. After that, she'll just go sit down, probably on one of the walls facing out. So if you can just keep an eye on stuff.
What kind of armor was the smaller warrior, wearing?
It was just mail armor. Unique in shape. It had a large spider kind of crafted on the chest, sort of darkened steel.
When I lay down, I want to try and kind of find a spot a little bit away from the group, just like not like far away, but like like a couple feet distanced. And I'll lay down facing away, and I want to do something kind of weird. I want to take my rope and just like tie it around my hands a little bit while I sleep. Just enough that I can untie it in the morning, but like, I don't know, just a little bit of a safety net.
Okay.
Maybe around my ankle instead. Ankles seems like it'd be more effective for that kind of thing. Yeah.
You go up in the middle of the night to go take a piss. And
Yeah.
just trip over
Forget exactly.
Wham! Face first into the dirt.
Every time I wake up.
Yeah. Okay, who's saying? Oh, go ahead, Morgan.
Oh, sorry. Does Vulcan see that his Peter?
I'm specifically trying to like hide the fact that I'm doing it, I'd like to say, which is why I went like a little far away, but I don't know if she notices or not.
You can try.
I have 120 foot dark vision.
You can give me a perception check.
Woo! Oh, okay. 5 + 4 for a 9.
Okay.
Do you want anything from me?
You can make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
If you're trying to hide it.
Yeah. Okay. 19 + 2, 21.
You do not.
Okay. She does keep an eye on Red He's
Yeah,
kind of just sends Yorins over while just trot over vision.
absolutely.
I guess. Sorry. What is it during watch? I was gonna ask Elkin. Do you think Calder is okay? And I'm saying this kind of quietly or hushed, just for the two of us.
Calder?
Mm-hmm.
He's been through a lot of shit in the last 24 hours. Plus maybe 48 hours. I don't know how long time blows together at this point. But he found that his parents died, and we got chased out of his hometown, and then we've been attacked by other creatures since. So I just don't think he's had time fully mourn.
From after everybody came back to the tavern, and he came back with the sword and the shield.
Mhm.
From the look on his face, I recognized it. Not from me, but from other people. From a long time ago from the dragon. It's just there's just a look. It's hard to forget. And especially with having to come back with things like that. It's for me it wasn't hard to figure out. I just want to make sure he's doing alright.
Oh,
So far, every place that we've tried to take a rest at, he's taken first watch.
well,
I know he's been through a lot. He's got a lot on his mind. But he should still take care of himself. Sleep, food,
I
most important things.
can't speak for Calder, but my best guess would be he feels some sort of emotion his parents have died, and he wasn't there. And I think he feels a sense of responsibility for that, also for this group. I mean, I don't want to put the label on anything. It's just I came into the group after. He very much has leader-like quality.
It's what's the word? Assumption. It's an assumption. You're making an assumption.
Yes. And,
Okay.
also, I'd say a bit of an observation, as someone who was an outsider who came into the,
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a lot going on. And I can't think of a single other person who has not had the chance to grieve because the world is ending. It takes a little bit of a bigger precedent at the time. So I think we need to figure this out. Fingers crossed we all live. And then I think he will deal with his emotions. But I also don't think he wants anything to happen to anybody else in this party. Hence, being the first to take watch, staying up the longest. He wants to make sure everybody's safe. And we're in a very dangerous.
He sounds familiar.
I'm not sure.
At that point, Egg just kind of gets lost in thought and doesn't really say much after
Okay.
that.
Who's taking the next watch?
Oh well. Everyone hasn't
Anybody
been
else?
sleeping great anyway.
I've taken one watch, one sleep before, right? Does that sound right?
Take a watch. I'll take second watch.
Velkin, I can't remember. I'll be honest with you.
Neither can I, because I can do 2 out of 4 watches and still get a full rest.
I think you had taken at least one watch, and then I
Yeah.
know at some point you did start to sleep, but then I think you got woken up.
The last
Mhm.
rest is whenever you were actually able to sleep. The one before you got here in the crevice. I don't think you took a watch that night.
Okay,
Oh.
so I can take another one then. I can either stay up with Ren or if Castus is staying up. I can you guys.
I will
You
be
guys.
up watch.
Okay, Vulcan will go sit down next to Calder probably. And
I think the connection's probably dropped by now. I can't remember what I rolled, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it's dropped.
Probably, yeah. Oh. Hey.
How you feeling, Crispy?
Oh, hurt. I've hurt before. This is a new level of hurt. It's bad. I don't know how Redrick or Calder do it, but it. Whew. Keep to the back is what I gotta say.
Yeah, it looked really bad.
Well, how are you?
Well, you know,
No. There's none of that. You don't get to do that right now. How are you?
I don't really know. It's just kind of like, ugh, fuzzy. Like, oh, so much shit has happened. There's too much. I don't know.
You do know that you saved my life, right? If that spellcaster got one more of those off, be gone. So, saved
Yeah.
my life.
I'd definitely rather you be here than him.
Yeah.
I think I did the right thing. Like I got up and like I stumbled out of the darkness and like I looked around and I saw that guy and I threw a dagger, like not super hard, just to get his attention, and I was like, "Hey, can we talk about this?" And he wasn't super receptive to that. And then like he was pointing at me, and then he was pointing at you, and then you were like, and I think I did what I had to do.
This is separate from what Isaiah did. He had an option and he didn't follow through. You had no options. This person would have just continued barreling forward, and you didn't have a choice. You did what you had to do.
I noticed when you were shooting. I remember. I don't know why this stood out to me in like the moment, but it stood out to me in the moment. I noticed that you were shooting not to kill, and I remember that you told me that that's how Aldous taught you to shoot, to disarm and disable, and you did that in the moment when everybody was still in danger, and didn't even cross my mind. It wasn't an accident it wasn't an accident, and it wasn't luck. Like I hit him where I meant to hit him.
What I was doing. There's a good chance it would have backfired, and he's trying to spare him. He would have killed me or somebody else. I don't know. That's just how that's just how I shoot, and what you did was the right thing, I think. It was a rabid dog, and you gotta put them down. So, I don't like hurting people. I know you don't like hurting people. And it's gonna be probably soon when I'm gonna have to make that decision of do I take that shot? And if it's to save you, save Calder, Isaiah, even Redrick. I don't know. I hope I can make the right decision, whatever that might be. We're here for you. I know it's it's a strange thing to say that, Velkin seemed to have no problems with taking out those guys, and everyone else, they were just doing what they do. You and I are unique.
Yeah.
So I'm here for you however I can be. Just know that you did the right thing.
She's just gonna look up at you and smile and like pat your arm and just stare.
He's gonna just then kind of take that as a cue and kind of just lean up against her, put his head on her shoulder, and as they kind of take watch.
Okay. Who's gonna take the last watch? Belkin.
Whoever they want to wake up.
Who do you wake up?
Calder.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Here's an elbow to the side. Come on in.
I think Mac's camera's broken.
I thought he was just holding that
I
face.
think Matt's American.
You're
Hi, Mac.
good now. You're alive, Mac.
Yeah, what happened?
You froze.
Yeah, tabbed out for a second.
That you were nudged, by the way.
I was nudged. Okay.
Yeah, more like elbowed in the side.
You were elbowed in the side.
By Velkin?
Yeah, who was sitting beside you sleeping.
Okay.
Which feels like a nudge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with her 8 strength, yeah.
Goddamn bony ass elbows.
Ouch, that's mean. Anyways, you're my buddy for watches, so we have the last one.
Alright.
One last perception check from both of you.
No, Leona, you can't have a fuzzy peach.
13.
16 plus 4?
It's relatively quiet. Though, one thing does happen. The bodies. Too much weight on the hole.
Oh.
The ground beneath them, after the rain has kind of made the ground pretty wet and slick, one side of the drow begins to fall into the hole.
Hmm.
If you guys just watch it happen, it just... About 20 or so second goes by until you hear... Oof! Something crashes. You can hear stone kind of falling around it.
Good thing Good thing we move out of here soon. How did you sleep?
Great.
You
Yeah,
know,
I
Tired,
love the rain
sore.
and the rain and the cold and the the hard ground. It's nice.
I was gonna make a joke about dying, but seeing as we very well might do that today, maybe I'll hold myself.
Yeah, we almost did a few times.
Feels like a normal occurrence with this group.
Yeah, well, we like to keep it interesting.
It's one way to do it. Oh, by the way, she kind of turns to face where Egg is sleeping and gives a little nod in his direction. I think he's sorry earlier. Don't know for sure. Kind of get that vibe when I took watch with him.
About what?
My guess would be butting heads with you. Taking a little...
Yeah. Is what it is.
I do think he was just trying to be helpful in his own way, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'm not mad at him.
I think you should tell him that when you get the.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Do you want to see this book I found?
Am I gonna be able to read it?
Nope, but I can read it to you.
Yeah, that's all right.
Wait, does that mean you don't want to see it?
Sure.
Okay. Pulls out the book and starts going over some of the spells in it. She gets really excited over Lightning Bolt. She says, "That's the one that was used on Castus. I want to use it too."
Yeah, just aim it the right way. That sounded nasty. Cassis looked pretty fucked up.
Yeah, a little crispy.
Chapter
There's
1. Escape from the Underdark. Sorry.
and this one, and she flips towards the back of it. It's a high level spell. Higher. I can't cast level. It's called Cloud Kill. I think it could be really helpful.
Sounds fucking awful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes you breathe it in and you die, you know?
Yeah, magic is fucking terrifying. The shit you people do. Dear gods.
Yeah, why do you think, you know, sometimes I understand, why people like, kill all mages and, shit like that. It's like,
Yeah, well, I mean, when you hear about spells called Cloud Kill, it starts to make a little sense.
oh, there's worse ones than that. In this book, I'd say probably one of the better ones. Sadly, I don't think there's that one spell I was looking for. And she kind of flips through it, and she kind of puts her bottom lip out. She's like, no feather fall, so looks like we're falling off cliffs for a little longer.
Well, let's hope not anytime soon. Once was enough.
Yeah, but flips to another page. I can fly now. Well, once I copy. Lots of stuff.
It'll
I
come in handy.
also found this, and she lifts up from beside her the staff with the weird looking fucking spider on the top of it, and she takes one of the legs and she just moves it a little bit to wave at you.
Oh, Velkin, has anybody told you you're fucking creepy? Just a
No.
little. I mean, like a little bit.
Why would you say that?
Yeah, well, the little spider leg.
Oh,
no
I
reason.
hate spider, and I hate the bitch that this is for. But she would kill me if she heard me say that. Woo! But it's still cool.
Okay.
Have you ever seen someone, the upper torso of a human, with the body of a spider?
No, that sounds like nightmare fuel.
That's the whole of the Underdark. Nightmare.
Well, I never want to go there.
Yeah, I don't want to go back. And then she probably goes and rambles on into convincing Calder to pick a name for the spider with on the staff. And then argues every single one of his suggestions.
Yeah, he's just like, oh my god.
For like the next hour that they're on watch
The
for.
longest watch of his life.
Are you
Like-
attuning to the staff, or are you just?
Yeah,
attuned to it?
I'll attune to it. I have the spots right now. But yeah, she probably takes a while to convince him to help her pick names. And then he finally breaks and starts helping pick names, and then she argues every single recommendation.
Don't ask me for help if you're not gonna want any of it. I
wasn't expecting you to pick, like, I don't know. Stupid
What's
names.
wrong with George? I've
What's
known
wrong
lots
with
of great
George?
Georges.
That's a stupid name.
Well, it's a stupid spider, so there.
Takes offense.
I'm happy he does. Fuck George.
His name's not George.
It is now, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, but we have to think of a last name for him too.
The third.
Can we call him Pickle for short?
No,
Oh, shit.
he hates that. He hates being called Pickle. That's worse than anything. George
Oh, then-
Frederickson the third will not stand for being called Pickle.
She seems to consider it for a second. And
Full
then
titles
nods.
only. He's a very proper gentleman.
Vulcan does a little like dance with his arms. He likes it.
Calder
Yep.
looks mildly disgusted.
Okay. George Frederickson the
Esquire.
Let's hope he lives to see a day other than this.
Yeah, let's hope we all do.
And then she'll probably, because the sun, I'm assuming, is starting to rise at this point. Or is there sun right now? Is it perpetual darkness? I can't remember.
No,
Is it perpetual darkness?
forever darkness. It gets
I mean,
brighter out, but there is no sunlight. It is definitely like overcast and stormy.
Okay, well, Valken would be totally fine with perpetual darkness, by the way. But she'll pull out like a ration and split it with Calder while they're waiting for others to wake up.
Okay. The rest of you slowly get up out of the mud, and your bedroll's all soaked, caked. You're cold, you're stiff, you're sore. The night is over.
Haven't slept like
Got a
this
long
in
rest?
long time.
On the
You
rest?
definitely get a long rest.
But exhaustion points gone.
When all you have to do is click one spell slot up. That's it. Literally all you have to do.
Happy to be rid of that exhaustion. But
Oh, so Velkin just like her feet are muddy because she can't keep those perpetually clean, but the rest of her looks fine.
Oh, so we ready to get going to our impending doom?
I don't think we have much of choice, do we?
I mean, technically, there's always a choice, but
Roger, give me an
this
intelligence
instance,
check.
there's not.
What's up?
Intelligence check.
If you're talking about the rope, I was gonna say it. No, I was waiting for their conversation.
Alright. You don't have to roll it then.
Okay.
You don't have to
Did
roll
you
it then.
tie your
I
own
was gonna
shoelaces?
But yeah, I'll kind of roll over and go like crisscross applesauce for a second and untie it. Like,
I
the
mean,
bag.
you do have a choice. There is a hole that perpetually leads to the Underdark, where, as far as I'm aware, things last the time this happened weren't affected. So, choose the gate or the spiders.
8.
Good choice.
Spiders.
I mean, I don't think spiders are as bad as flames coming from the ground, right?
Have you seen spiders larger than yourself?
Well, no, but I've seen spiders come from the ground, and that's at least normal. Fire from the ground's not normal, my friend.
True. Speaking of which, before we leave, I can't shake the feeling that he might know something useful.
Who?
Ren, do you
Oh.
think you could?
Yeah, I'll give it another shot. And I'm going to use my free connection to connect to Ook, Isaiah, and let's do Vulcan. Yeah, I was going to say, let's do Vulcan. I haven't done
That's
this.
Vulcan's first time!
Eggwall's mind is
Sign
being alone.
probing virginity has been taken.
Um,
When you tried to connect to Ook, there is no connection to be made.
Oh, so I don't even feel anything like last time?
Nope.
It was a one-time deal.
Yeah,
seemed.
I'm going to...
Doesn't feel like he's a sentient being.
I doubt it'll make a difference, but before I connect to Ukran, I was gonna just go up to him this time and be like, "Hey, bud, gonna try to connect to your mind if that's okay. If you don't like it, you can just snap it." And then she
See him
tries.
kind of
and then-
staring forward. No connection.
And then I just kind of shrug and look at Isaiah. There's nothing there this time.
Fuck. That's even weirder. I love
5-hour connection, by the way.
Excellent. I love it when our questions just don't get answered. Great. Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
y'all. Come on, breakfast on the move. Let's get up.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. It is about a 2-day journey if you're walking to the edge of the Great Rift. Is there anything else that you guys would like to say to each other, do on these 2 nights there?
Rin is just going to be suspiciously chipper. She's just in a good mood.
Not believe Cass does not believe this at all.
Yeah. Insight check.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm gonna.
When we do set camp for that first night,
Mhm.
Isaiah's gonna forego sleeping and try and at least get that human-sized plate fixed up and
Also-
resized.
That first night when Isaiah is up, Cassis is finally going to approach him and show him the specs for the suppressor, to talk to him about creating a suppressor.
I actually did have something while we were traveling. But
Okay.
Okay. Point of order.
Okay.
So, if you were to attempt to, I'm going to say this, to be able to forge a piece of, even fix a piece of plate armor, it would require a forge, which you, assuming that you could use Ook, but traveling on the road, you don't have all of the proper tools like a regular forge would have. So, go ahead and roll me a tinkering check.
Okay.
Intelligence modifier. This is more or less you using the tools on you to see if you're able to.
And I mean, a bunch of it is going to be where he can, using the actual mending spell to
Okay.
fixing things.
Okay.
The prettiest piece of armor ever.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have built a box. It's just not going well. 2 and 6 is 8.
With an 8, you try to heat your tools and the metal itself, the plate armor inside of Ook's chest, but the flame is not as powerful as it once was, especially after that cave incident. It seems weaker. You can still see whenever you initially looked at him, you couldn't see the stone itself inside his chest because it was so bright, but you can still see it kind of rotating slowly in the middle of him.
Just a question. Can Velkin see this happening?
I don't know if you're trying to hide it at all, Isaiah, but
No, he's probably like 60 feet away, so the sound doesn't bother anybody. But
Okay.
ting, 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 ting.
Let's see. Make like a just any indication that he might be frustrated for a split second.
yes,
Okay.
probably, especially like this would take him all night. So
Okay,
he probably
Velkin's gonna just pull out her pocket watch. She's not gonna say anything. She's gonna click it. Chronal shift.
Alright. Come on, buddy. You can do this. Better. That's 16.
Okay. So as you get frustrated, you slam the door, and for some reason, on Ook's chest, you kind of feel this like stop. Almost like your mind blanks for a moment. You're like, okay, let's try this again. You manage to begin to slowly start the process of reforging this armor. It will take some time on the road for sure. If you had access to a forge, you might be able to do it a lot quicker. It would only take a few days. But on the road, you're not too sure how long it will take. But the process is beginning to happen for sure. Roll me a Constitution saving throw if you do not sleep that first night either.
That I'm actually slightly. No, I'm slightly worse at that. Actually. another 2.
You are exhausted. The next day of travel.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Hey.
whoa.
We broke it.
Sarah!
It's all broken.
Oh no, the stream! It's broken!
Oh,
It's
Whoa,
broken!
whoa, whoa. All right,
Oh,
we're gonna
no.
go audio only for a second.
process shit right now, so.
I just want to let you know that things happen whether if things were different or not, if that makes any sense. Whether if you had stayed or whether if you had went. Sometimes fate has a weird way of fate has a weird way of manifesting itself. You really shouldn't beat yourself up
I can
over this
appreciate
thing.
what you're trying to say. And believe me, this is said with all due respect. But I kind of think fate's a big sack of bullshit. So, the choices that we make are ours, right? The things that we do have an effect on how things turn out. And I'm pretty fucking sure that my choices led to my parents having a lot more trouble than they would have otherwise. Had I not left when I did, they might not be dead. And that's something I just have to live with for as long as I do, whether it be hours, days, or God's save me years. Who knows? It just is what it is, Egg. I appreciate you're trying to empathize. Right now, I just want to get this done. We got a big
Understood.
task ahead. That's the focus.
After it's done, and after we'll all come out okay, just don't forget that we're here for you.
I appreciate that.
By the way, this lasts for an hour, and you can understand anything that anyone says. So if you hear anything weird or maybe that's not supposed to be heard, keep it to yourself. Or if you want to share, that's up to you.
Hey,
but-
Velkin, say a curse word in Undercommon.
She's gonna call Calder gray piece of shit. And
Well, that's-
Undercommon.
Pretty fucking rude.
What did she
You
say?
asked.
I didn't say to insult me. Sure.
It felt like an opportunity.
Well, hold on a second. You can't just hold back on me. What did you say?
She called me a great piece. You know what? It's not. We're gonna.
A great piece? What's a great? Is
Yeah,
that
a
more of
great?
a
She called
common
me a
thing?
great piece of ass. Nah.
Oh,
Much different connotation.
that makes more
That's how the
sense
translation
now.
comes through.
Huh. Wait, hold on. So is that seen as a negative thing or a positive thing?
A very positive. Very positive.
I mean, I don't. I I haven't really checked any. I think we're getting. What time is it again? I think we're getting close to having to go. To fucking bed down here. Hello. Start like looking at the sun and just sort of wander off.
Moving on.
I just want to throw out
Moving
there
on.
that I'm gonna be like complaining the entire time. Of
course you are.
the second
Of
day.
course.
Like
Oh, there's
another day of record
anytime
complaining.
anyone's like complains about anything, I'm like, you know where that isn't like muddy back there, like just like
Oh my
every single time
God.
anything is said, all the way.
All right.
I'm hot. My feet hurt.
Not like that. Yeah.
I was about to say that sounds more like Velkin. But anyways,
Both of them. We have it in stereo.
From 2 different perspectives, even.
Okay. As you continue, the rain eventually does stop. And on the second day of your travel, it actually gets to be really, really humid and almost hot, unbearably hot, as the cloud cover begins to fall away. And as you get closer and closer to the Great Rift, it seems like the air temperature changes here. And it kind of rolls into that humidity, but then it slowly fades away as it becomes dry. Almost as you like went through almost like a weather belt. The wind and air itself kind of burns your lungs. It's not extremely hot that you're all dying, but some of you have to shed some layers as the humidity into this dry heat begins to just bug some of you. The ground itself is reminiscent of almost like a cracked desert, but the dirt is kind of dark brown, almost like you remember whenever the blue flame was kind of bursting through the ground, it kind of just burnt through everything. Though here it just seems like it may have done that a long time ago, and nothing has grown back in this area for a long time. What remained of burnt trees and long reeds and stuff that you've been traveling kind of fades into just this crunchy, dead earth as your feet kind of begin to crunch in this like dried, muddy substance. You do notice around you these massive cracks begin to form. Almost sporadically, it seems like the earth itself is beginning to just split open in some of these areas. Some go deeper than others, so deep that you look down, you can't see with your normal eye. Some you have to take a wild angle to go around. Some you just have to leap over, as it's not that far of a crossing. But it looks like something had impacted here and just kind of shattered throughout the earth if you would look at it from a bird's eye view. Belkin, give me a history check.
Ooh. I was also going to say, Vilkin's using prestidigitation to cool the inside of her while she walks. History?
Mm-hmm.
15 plus 8.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. On the third day of your journey, Velkin, you know that you are soon to arrive at the Great Rift. The destination, as you were tasked to take these individuals.
Okay. I think the party would become aware of that because Velkin goes from pretty chatty to just slowly quieter. Conversation with herself, for the most part, slowly dies as continue onward.
Thinking ahead, Velkin, you do know from your studies of this area that this was originally a home to a group of dwarves, a kingdom of dwarves. They called themselves the Gold Dwarves, in a city called Koltar, years before the Spell Plague. When the Spell Plague did hit this land, the western half of this great rift collapsed into the Underdark, forming this massive chasm called the Underchasm. What remains of the Great Rift now is known as the East Rift in the Eastern Shar. The massive capital of the Golden Dwarves, Underhome, was destroyed in the Cataclysm, and the capital was moved to the nearby Earthart, exactly, not too far away.
Okay.
What currently resides in the Great Rift, you're not sure. But in the center, you know, runs what is called the Rift Lake. The rift itself is about 200 miles in length, and in width, it's about another 100. You all begin to slowly realize that you're walking at an incline as the flat earth slowly begins to turn upward. As you're climbing, not steep, but you're slowly going up and up and up, as a massive crack stands to your right as it begins to get wider and wider and wider as you begin to go up this incline. You continue on until you get to the top, in which in front of you you see a massive rift in the earth, as far as the eye can see, and as deep as your eye can see as well. This massive cavern of crag, dead earth, some vegetation, pockmarks of dead trees and life kind of in towards the center. As you can see, there's smaller, like, I wouldn't say it's a forest, but collections of trees towards the center. And as you're kind of standing looking out on this vast site, the sun kind of hanging way ahead of you, this is a large area. Crags scattered throughout, large, thin spines kind of run their way through this entire area. Next to you, you can see probably about 100 feet down or so, a massive waterfall falling at the side of the cliff face here. So you can see it flows as you see a small little river winding its way into the center of this rift, where you can see just the shimmering light of a massive lake in the distance. You've made it to the Great Rift.
Huddle up.
Oh.
Huddle time. What's our plan here?
Well,
What are we doing?
For starters,
Recon?
Yes.
which way to the gate? How close are we to the gate itself?
The gate is in the center of the rift, right?
You're not sure.
Vulcan.
You know how they got here.
Fuck.
Okay, I'll be honest. I have no idea where the gate is. But I do know at the center of the rift there's a lake. And she points outwards to the stream leading into the rift. She says, if we follow that, it'll be harder for us to get lost. Because my assumption is this leads into the lake. Follow it in, find the lake, hopefully from there find the gate, and then follow it.
Can anyone see from here if there's anything, any activity, any structures down in the rift?
Do we see anything
I'll take a
Perception
look.
check.
noticeable? That's a 10 total for me.
I got a natural 20. So perception, that's a 23 total.
Okay. Redrick, you begin to look down, and your vision gets woo. As you look down, it is a good couple of 100 feet or so to even the nearest cliff face that you'd be able to all stand on. It is just a sheer drop from the point that you stand.
Not a cliff.
Hey,
I
Val,
could
you look
fall
out.
off of this time.
It looks like the rift itself kind of thins out towards the center as the valley kind of it doesn't get wider, but it actually gets thinner as you go in toward the inner parts of the rift. The outer parts still look like a massive balloon, but as you look farther and farther, you can tell that the mountains itself kind of began to enclose on each other as they kind of almost sit right up against the lake.
Okay, so I guess while I'm watching and I start to notice sort of a pattern, I'll just start to point and just sort of follow up until I get to that same point, sort of at the lake. I think Vulcan's right. Maybe we go over there. Sort of centers.
You also see something else. Above you, you see a crow. No, that's a hawk. Way above you this time. As you're looking, the rest of you kind of have to shade your face as a massive wind gust kind of pushes its way out of this rift. You guys have to back up as it kicks dust and dirt. And Egval, as you kind of look back down towards the rift, almost I would say 3 miles or so, you see 5 or 6 individuals on horseback. As you're looking out, it would be on your right, kind of all lined up. And as the dust kind of
So-
blows into your face, you look again, and they've disappeared.
So did these look like that they were on the ridge with us, or were they from in?
No, they were on the ridge.
Oh, I think Vulcan's right down on the lake. You said you saw a hawk before. Someone saw a hawk before the other day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw one up in the sky. It was much higher. It was like hard to see. And then I think I saw some people on horses further down that way. And and I don't point down the ridge, but instead I point further. I guess I don't point inside, but instead I point, off to the side, some distance away, also on a different part of the ridge, about our same height.
Just
They
5.
look like they're coming or going.
I don't know the wind. The dirt
The
from the
way-
wind.
The way the
Go ahead.
sun was also hitting them from behind, as the sun is kind of looking at you straight in the face, all you saw was the black silhouette of these 5 individuals on horseback. And as the wind kicked up, you kind of had to like close your eyes for a moment. You looked, and they were gone.
It looked like there were riders.
And maybe our pursuers from our castle caught up.
You think there's a group that took down the dragon?
Maybe.
Could be. Whoever it is seems like they're after us. Or maybe not, I don't know. If they're not coming after us, they're over there on the ridge. I mean, how'd they be that way?
Let,
No, but if you saw the hawk up above, if I look up, do I still see it? Is
look
it
up?
there?
It's there, right where Eggval pointed.
How high?
100 feet or so. It's just this tiny black dot. But you can tell it's definitely not a crow. If it was closer, it would be much bigger.
I can take a shot at it.
no, let's think about it this way. Does anybody have a way of getting down this hillside in about 2 seconds?
Not quickly.
I can slide.
Bad idea. You'd probably get hurt like last time.
We
Then
can
let's
lose
I
turn
mean,
and let's figure out who these people are.
I say we try and get them on our side. Even if they're hunting us after all this shit. I mean, there's bigger threats, right? In our little group.
might not be too bad an idea if they help us. And then after all is done, if they get more hurt than us, and they want to attack us, we'll have advantage.
Nice thinking.
Gonna
It's
take a
not
lot of
too bad.
convincing.
But it's a good strategy. I like that.
We can try.
I wish I would have
Okay.
showed up 2 days ago, and then we could have taken the horses from there. Whatever.
I don't think their horse is strong enough to carry me. We'd still have to go slow.
Well,
Good
just
point,
everybody
though.
be prepared just in case talks don't go well. I don't know how friendly they're going to be.
But we don't see them, so is there anything for them to realistically like be hiding their approach?
I'm imagining they dip down back below the ledge from where we are.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, they probably just got up to the top, saw that there were other figures in the other end, and then
I wondered
just,
if it was that or
fucking
if they were like invisible.
I mean, they're shadow heirs.
If
they
it's
probably
them,
have-
that definitely
Yeah.
tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably hard to spot.
I mean, then again, who knows if that was actually them?
I mean, okay, we're gonna have a run in with these people either way. If they're following us, we might as well try to get them to help us. All hands on deck, right? Like we can't have too
Oh.
little people for what's coming.
Oh,
Yeah, we can try.
here's an
Oh.
idea. Real quick. We're next to the stream that goes into the waterfall, right?
No.
Oh,
Where the
waterfall's
water-
right
the-
below.
Yeah.
Yep.
Quite a distance below you.
Okay, never mind.
There would be like an underground water system
Yep,
that'd be flowing out of.
never mind.
So if we're
Are we
doing
going to
that.
wait here for them to find us, or what are we going to do?
Well, let's go see if there's a place we can put our backs against the wall, or slightly more defensible. But be prepared, because I don't think we can get down this hill before they get here.
What time is it right now?
It's sort of in the afternoon. Sunset is coming. Took you
Well.
the rest of the third day to kind of get there.
Does this look
Still
like a
have-
hill that we can climb down before dark?
You could always try. It is steep.
And you
You're
said
not too sure.
the next
how far.
ledge we see is like
100 feet down.
100 feet down?
Yeah.
Well,
We don't.
from the give me a perception check.
Okay.
I don't think we want to get caught like on a rope when they show up.
That's
something, you know.
entirely fair.
I don't really want to navigate this in the dark either.
Ooh, net 20 for 24.
Okay. So you begin to you peer over the edge. You look down. Could probably safely fit some of you down there, 100 feet or so. There's some ledges that kind of jut out. It isn't just a sheer cut, but there are crags and ledges that you guys could definitely plop yourself on. How safely or how sturdy those are, how safe and sturdy they are, it's to be determined. But
Does the wall seem like, from what I can see, like climbable? Like there's handholds and like footholds, or is it just like a rock face?
I mean,
Okay.
you could always attempt it, right? It's not just sheer; it's just
Yeah.
flat wall.
Shit.
Just imagine if the Earth just split apart in a massive way.
Yeah.
Are there like ledges where somebody could potentially somebody super dexterous just hop to one and then hop to the other and hop down like an acrobatics down?
Give me a perception check.
9.
You could always try.
While they're
Not in the
looking,
dark.
while they're looking down, Isaiah's looking across. Is there, like, I'm sort of imagining like the caldera of a volcano, right? And we've just come up to the outside and we're looking into this great rift. Can we move at least like 100 feet away from the lip of this, or are there any like natural formations that would be more defensible positions?
Around you?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
I will say, wherever we go, we should probably stay close to like where we can look into the rift. Once it gets dark, we might be able to see some more signs of life.
Yeah, but we don't want to be fighting on the edge.
No, but just like close enough to come take a peek.
I say we just start walking towards wherever Egg saw him. We're gonna have a run-in with these guys anyway. I'm gonna just leave it alone.
I was
Isaiah?
about that. Never mind.
Let's see. With perception, that's a 2.
It is just flat ground as far as you can see.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, maybe we just face his head on, like Redrick is saying. Cut the time in half. We'll just go towards them.
Me and Uka.
All right.
Just
As well.
come along, bud.
I'm
We
thinking
aren't expecting it, so I guess there's that.
circle the rift, maybe 20, 30 feet away from the ledge. A little more.
Maybe a little more than that. But let's circle our ranged folks. I don't like how they disappeared. I don't want to
I'll
them behind us.
I'm gonna pull out my my walking stick and just kind of like rub it to try to help calm my nerves a little bit. And I'll be walking with that for the moment.
Okay. What's the marching order as you guys begin to crest the outside? And you're heading towards where you saw the horseman?
Yeah. I'll lead the way.
I'll take the
I'll be
rear
right-
then.
Rin's definitely in the
behind
back.
Calder.
I'm gonna also, as a note, I'm gonna keep my weapons stowed.
Okay.
And just kind of hands like a little away, like so it doesn't look like I'm, being aggressive. And I will grab hold of the amulet for a few moments, kind of idly as we walk, and use one of the charges.
Okay. So it is Calder, Cassis.
Isaiah and Ukul flank Calder.
Okay.
Ren's going to be towards the back. She's going to throw up a connection to Calder, Velkin, and Castus.
I'll
Welcome
try
will
and
be
be.
behind casters.
I will
6
try
hours.
to be last, unless anyone else really wants last. 'Cause I don't know
I'll just be in front of you.
Okay. In case they come from
Doesn't-
behind us.
I hate to say it, doesn't matter where I am. You can put me wherever you
So
want.
I have Isaiah, Ook, and Calder, Cassis, Velkin, Egg, Ren, and Redrick. Sound good?
Perfect.
I guess so. What is it? As we're walking, I want to, if I can, I want to try to keep my eye inside of sort of like the cavern / rift to see if I happen to notice anything or any movement as we're making our way around.
All right. I'll make you roll a new perception check.
Sounds good.
It is going to take you. It is about a 3-mile walk or so. So it is going to take you about an hour and a half, 2 hours to maybe get there, depending.
I rolled a dirty 20.
We'll keep that in mind. As you all begin to walk, the sun begins to creep behind the Great Rift, causing a long shadow to cover the center of this area. Egval, you do not see any signs of life or light or anything coming from there. It's just darkness, ominous darkness. It's like as if you would fall in, you would just fall into darkness forever. You travel the 2 miles. I want those that are leading to give me perception checks, please. So Ook and or not Ook, Isaiah and Calder, please.
13 minus 1 is 12.
You begin to walk for quite some time until I swear you're going too far. Egval, you notice something. A gap in the edge of the rift. The edge of the rift, if that makes sense. You see about a 10-foot gap. Just like a... Yeah, I would just say it's a gap in the sides of the mountains. You can see, as you are pretty much the closest to the edge, compared to the rest of your group, you see that it's almost like a trail. 10 foot wide. You see it is quite a steep slope, but it begins to wind. And just in this dim light, you see it wind for about 20, 30 feet or so before it curves around to the right.
I happen to notice any tracks in this trail.
You stop. You look, and you can definitely see signs of horses.
Wait. Hold on. There's a trail over here. There's hoof tracks. Maybe they weren't following us. But moreover, they wanted to find the rift themselves.
Hey, I'm just saying, even more reason to bring them into the fold, I guess. I don't know. That's the case.
Either way, this may be an easier way down.
Well, we've been walking for a while and we don't see any sign of them. Should we just camp nearby and try tomorrow?
Or do we want to maybe camp in that little gap section? Is there enough? Would there be enough room in this like 10-foot wide gap to like essentially hole up and guard both ends?
You'd probably have to sleep in sort of a single file fashion. Maybe 2 of you side to side. But yeah, as you get farther and farther down, you can tell the walls get higher and higher, right? You are going inside the mountain, essentially.
I don't know if I don't feel comfortable having to sleep now. I want to keep going.
Yeah, how late is it now?
It is just beginning to be at night, so it's dark out. There's still probably just that faint grayish light. You probably have maybe a half hour to an hour of travel before it gets pitch black.
We could take this trail down, see if we can get into the rift before we
I
break.
feel more comfortable. I feel more comfortable with that. I don't want. I have a very bad feeling about this. If they weren't coming for us, they were coming for the rift. And we don't know what they're going to do with the rift.
Listen, I'm all for getting in there as soon as we can, but I don't want to be pitch black on the little ass trail along the rift. I don't know if we're gonna make it in 30 minutes, and darkness doesn't seem to be our friend there.
And then I don't really want to risk running into them on that trail in the dark if they're not super friendly.
And pop a light. So can Castus. And I got torches.
There'll be a beacon down there, right? I mean,
Better than fighting in the dark.
eh.
On the other hand, we set up shop up here. We can do it a little ways down the hill. Nobody in the rift can see us.
And we can come and see if we can see them. I don't like rushing into things, guys. Like, I don't think it's safe. I don't think it's smart. There's no plan. We don't know anything. And it just seems like you're asking for trouble. I don't think it's a good idea to go down there right now.
I don't like rushing into this. Usually I'm all for it, but this feels like we don't know what's going on down there.
Where you want to rest?
A little ways back, like Isaiah said.
Okay.
Just far enough, we can see the entrance, we can see the top of the hills, and they can't see us.
I'm going to start visibly just sort of like rubbing the handle of my walking stick. Continue. I'm sorry, that's all.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Any dissenting opinions?
That's probably best for us to tackle it in the morning.
All right.
First thing in the morning.
Isaiah, find us a spot.
If
I'll
that's
try.
group's consensus.
I'm gonna go somewhere a little bit downhill of the gap and to the side, but where we could still see essentially the opening of the gap.
The ridge of the gap. Okay. I mean, you could probably travel the 20 feet, like Igval said, before it turns. You can still, as you guys begin to go down this steep little hill, some of you have to catch your feet as you begin to, they slide underneath you as the rocks and the sand and the dirt. You kind of skid a little bit, and then you stop. And as it begins to go around that curve, it flattens out just a little bit, just enough. And as you look back, you can see the opening, and you can see the skyline, as it seems like it's just flat and opening and then flat again.
Wait, did we go into the rift?
Wait, I meant the hill going up to the outside of the rift. We want to go down that hill, not go down the path toward
Oh, okay.
the rift.
Okay. Okay. Apologize.
Sorry. I could
Okay.
probably set that clear.
Okay.
This way we can get eyes in the rift and eyes on anything coming from outside of it.
Sure. Easy enough. What kind of camp are you guys setting up? Fires, anything like that?
Old camp, I think. We don't want to draw attention.
Fair enough.
All right.
All of you hear a loud screech of a hawk
Motherfucker.
as you all sit down for camp tonight.
Can we see it
Do we
above
see
us?
it?
You can
Is
see it.
it overhead?
It is just a black little dot way up there.
Still about 100 feet?
Yeah.
Anybody
Is it
got
over
that
our
kind of
heads or
range?
just over
It
the
is
area?
over
I
your
can.
head.
I have that
could
kind of
try.
range.
I have that
But I-
range too. Yeah.
Well, you're
I don't
I have
too.
it quietly and not flashy.
Yeah, Castus, I don't know.
No,
Sorry.
definitely not the firearms. Ren, if you want
The
to
firearms or the spell? Yeah, Ren, how about you?
Yeah.
Give it a try.
Yeah, it's technically outside of the range, so it's kind of a messy try, but I'll give it my best.
Now, do we want to kill their hawk?
That's a good question.
It sounds
Yes.
like we're borrowing trouble trying to attack something that's just watching.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
and
if we don't kill it, it's just leading them to us, right?
Isn't that the
Well,
plan?
they already know where we are, right?
Probably. So why not kill their shit?
I like it. Hell yeah.
Because killing without reason is just waste.
Let's just get some rest. We're gonna have a watch anyway. If they're gonna attack us, they're gonna attack us regardless of the hawk or not. So we might as well just sleep where we can and then eat up with that in the morning.
I guess I'm just feeling a little petty.
That's fair.
All right.
I as Egg would like to ask, do we want to make a fire, or would it be better if we don't?
No.
No fire.
Okay, cool.
I don't think we want to know that anyone sees us here.
All right. Let's start some rests. I'll take first watch.
I'll stay up too.
I can.
Takes
You guys
takes
should have
second
been
watch.
Wake me up,
the
Blast.
restful fuse. What you guys should have named yourselves.
I'll take a watch as well, whichever's available.
Go red. Wilkins gonna walk up to you and give you a little tap on the shoulder. I'm just checking. Okay, it's not concentration. She can give you just a little tap on the shoulder, and she's gonna cast Gift of Alacrity on you. Meaning, for the next 8 hours, you get to add 1d8 to initiative roll.
Ah, fuck yeah. Thank you.
Sick.
And then she'll just go curl up and trance. She says, wake her up.
Is there anything any of you wanted to do on this watch? It's rather uneventful. The
Yeah.
hawk stays overhead the entire night until eventually, early morning, it disappears. Those of you that are on the last watch see it
So, I think I was
farther south,
Never mind.
not
On-
towards Hardcastle this time.
Was it during my watch? I probably would just focus on sort of just staring down in the rift, trying to see if I notice anything moving, any sort of flash of light, any glimmer, anything at all.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say.
what Ren's doing on first watch.
Perception
that's
check.
I also have something I want to do on our first watch.
Yeah.
After that.
Not 20 for a 24. Looking in the rift for signs of life and
And-
movement.
And I rolled a 13 on my watch.
So, Ren, as you get up away from the camp and begin to walk towards the edge of the rift here, you look out, and it is a massive piece of land here. You look out towards the center. It's kind of weird. It seems like dead rock, desert-like ground on the outskirts, but as it slowly gets towards the center, especially concentrated in the center towards the lake, there's pox of trees and little remnants of life that seem to kind of merge towards the lake. To your south, probably about, it's hard to judge, but with your eyes, 10, 15 miles, you can see the tiniest light. And I'm saying from your point of view, it is about this big. And you can see it because through the trees as they wave in the wind, you can just see it kind of flash for a moment.
And this is in the rift.
It is in the rift. That is
Calder's
the only light you see.
Calder's just going to hear in his head, hey, come look at this real quick. And she's just going to point out where she did see the light and just say, it's super far away. It's got to be at least like, probably at least like 10 miles or so. But I saw a light down there towards the south. Help me remember that. We can look at it again in the morning.
All right. Could be where we're going. It could be the men we saw riding earlier.
I don't know if they could have gotten that far that fast, but well, I guess so. It's a few hours.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
I feel like I should be asking you that.
Yeah, well, you okay?
It's never been better.
Hey, Ren. I know the look.
Look,
You never forget the first time.
the first time. What the fuck is my life? Well, can't take it back.
No. No, you can't. But the way it sits with you can change.
Can it?
How's it sitting with you now?
It's, it's hard. Logically, when I think about it, I wouldn't do anything differently. But it's just this giant rock in my stomach that feels like it's never going to go away. So, and it just makes me question things.
Yeah. It's there's always weight to it. I know when you see people like me, it probably doesn't always look like it when I'm at work. But it's never without thought. It's never without meaning. It's easier sometimes than others. You know, the worse the enemy, they tend to make it a bit of an easier choice. But if you got good in you, and I think you do, it's probably likely to hurt more often than not.
When you say it's never without thought, what do you mean?
I just mean that the consequence of it, if you have a conscience, anyway, stays with you.
Yeah.
And that weight has a tendency to build. Rick is not
Yours is
letting
pretty
yourself.
heavy.
Yeah, it is. Trick is not letting yourself drown in it. Can't say I'm
I
always
don't-
good at that part.
I don't know if I. My dad was murdered like 2 months ago, and I don't know how. I try not to think about it because, like, why? But well, a couple of weeks ago, we saw the Enjoy clan, and I started having dreams. And sometimes he's a body and a cross, and sometimes he's a body face down at the tree, and sometimes Isaiah takes his head off with a hammer. And last night, I killed him. So I don't know if I'm made for like this.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It's
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to put that on you.
no,
That's-
no, don't be sorry. It's I know how you feel. I see a lot of shit in my dreams too. It I wish I could tell you it goes away, but it doesn't.
I just wanted to clear the air really quick while we're talking. I didn't say anything because I was scared. That's all. I wasn't trying to like be sneaky or anything. It's just I don't know when it's listening, and it wants me to think it has my brother. So I don't know if it does or not, but I was afraid it would hurt him if I told you guys. So that's why I didn't say anything.
Okay. I don't mean to. I know I get mad sometimes.
Yeah, you didn't have to yell at me. Kind of pouts.
Yeah, maybe not. There's a lot trying to kill us right now.
Rough couple of days.
Yeah. I think we're just getting to a point where if we don't find some kind of trust in each other, we are fucked.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to open up. It sounds stupid as fuck, but we're gonna have to, or it's not gonna go well. You gotta be able to trust that man or woman next to you when you're in a fight like the one we're facing, like the ones we have faced.
I think you're right. I do trust you guys. For the most part, there's still, I mean, it's easy to forget about the danger back home because of all the danger here, but there's danger at home. There's reason for secrets.
I understand. You don't have to say, everything if you don't want to. But I don't know.
I'll tell you one secret. She's gonna I'm really a ginger.
Yeah.
Calder kills her on the spot.
There can be only one.
The whole party wakes up.
Yeah, well, I had a feeling there was a little more to that.
Yeah.
Secrets are no fun.
Well, definitely not the
Yeah.
secrets you keep because there are people trying to kill you, so that's no fun.
Yeah. So you're what happened to your dad happened, and you are actually a ginger.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna assume you're on the run. Fake name?
Yeah. Huh. Is it obvious?
Goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure, fine. Rose.
Rose. Stanahan. Nice to meet you properly.
Definitely.
I am actually still Calder.
Anything you want to get off your chest, Calder? While we're being sharing.
Probably things I should talk about. In the spirit of a much needed trust with the whole group, though, maybe I should I don't know. Maybe we should talk about it with everybody present.
One little secret. You know my name.
Fair enough. I don't know whether the woman I loved wants me dead. How's that?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, she may
Oh.
not. I don't. I would. I'd like to think no. But
Oh.
maybe.
So what did you do?
I left.
Oh.
Part of a longer story. More things involved with that, but I left a situation. I'm not really sure how well that was taken. Didn't stay to find out. Although I'm a little less worried about her.
The woman you loved or the woman you love?
That is a complicated question. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm still trying to pull away. I feel like logically it makes sense to pull away from that, but regardless of the way we left things, it is a hard connection to sever.
I don't really have any experience there, but I can imagine.
Yeah.
Let's just live through this and maybe we can figure it all out.
Yeah. One foot in front of the other.
Okay. Anything else on any of the other watches?
I think I ended up on a watch with Eggval. I don't know, but I just want a third watch.
You are now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Not that I necessarily want to interact with him, but I kind of just want to like sit on the ledge of the rift and like look down and see if I see anything. That's about it.
Perception check.
For sure. Oh, nat 20 for a 24.
Wow.
I've gotten a lot tonight.
Yeah.
It's a lucky night.
With a natural 20, as you're kind of sitting, your legs are hanging, the wind kind of blowing through. You look down into the rift. Dark. Dark. Nothing. Relatively quiet.
Please don't fall off the edge.
Don't know if it'd really change anything.
I mean, it would. If you had went down, then... I mean, there's me, but I don't have my rope anymore.
I just meant that we're walking into death anyway. Wouldn't really matter if I fell right here or later.
Oh. I mean... I'm sure we'll be fine. I think we'll be okay.
Wish I shared that optimism, Egg. I really do.
And I see something honest between you and me.
I guess I'll pull my legs back up and like turn around and just like, go ahead.
I trust this group. I think we're strong, and I think we work well together. But I don't know what to expect. And I'd like to really hope that we do well. But I understand that there's a possibility that it won't go the way that we think it will. It's a very strong truth. It seems like that's happened a couple times, at least. But we've made it through. This feels like the biggest thing that we have gone through so far. Well, we will go through. It's more of a hope. Maybe a plead. I do appreciate you all. I really hope everything goes well. I don't want to have to leave or lose any of you.
Trust me, I'm not hoping things go wrong down there. I mean, out of spite maybe, because no one wants to fucking listen to me about it, but hoping anyone dies. I'm not trying to get us killed or anything. I'm just speaking what I think, right? It's a good group.
Oh yeah, no, and I'm not saying I'm trying to hope anyone dies either. I just know that it's a possibility. I just don't like thinking about it. It just doesn't feel okay.
Something that needs to be thought about in my book. I mean, I've worked with other people before. Nothing like this. Nothing for this long. They didn't all make it. Sometimes while I was working with them, sometimes I heard about it a month later. It's real. It's just how things go. And like you said, this ain't your walk in the park. This isn't fucking going into the woods and looking around. This is, you saw what happened with the fire. We're fucked. I mean, I've just kind of accepted it at this point. Nothing we can do about it.
Might be walking into our end.
Could be. Hey, but I mean, listen, hey, you keep that positivity. There's always a chance we make it through, right? I don't know, man.
We'll return from this dragon. We'll return. All of us. Have you had the hardtack? The hardtack is really bad. From wherever we bought it, they didn't really make it
That
too
shit
well.
is terrible.
I think it needs some salt. It's like very, very dry. And I feel like having to eat it, you like drink a lot of your water, and you're supposed to save that. But if you eat and drink it, it doesn't make any sense. Whoever made it did a very bad job.
Hey, listen, I'm sure you could spice it up pretty easily. I've got five. I like light up my hand just.
Well, okay, so there's only so much I can do, but if it's super dry, I can't really, there's only adding water, but we don't have that much. It doesn't really make much sense, I mean, I know hardtack's supposed to be dry, but it's like it's like eating
it's shit.
sand. It's kind of bad sometimes.
Yep. It's just really adds to the atmosphere,
I guess so. I mean, there's a lot of fire coming out of the ground. I think that then our conversation just sort of trails off
Yeah.
from there.
Just kind of look out over the rift for the rest of my watch.
Same as well.
Okay. Eventually, the night comes to an end. The blistering heat kind of creeping into the morning as the sun kind of climbs back over the edge of the rift here, as you all find yourselves packing up and getting ready to continue your journey into the rift itself. Is there any preparations that you would like to make?
I just want to go look at that spot where I saw the light last night and kind of try to check out the area from
Sure.
the thing.
Yeah, I'll look with her.
Perception checks.
I'm loading my guns with the walloping ammo.
17.
21.
21 to 17. You look again, and you just can't make out what you saw last night.
It was
might have
definitely
Been
there.
because of the night is probably the only reason that you saw the light.
It's real far off.
Yeah. I guess let's just try to take note of the landmarks and we'll know when we're getting close.
Yeah.
You
We
just-
best be on the move.
Just as you're finishing the conversation, you hear, "What are you looking at?" As the staff spider comes right in between your guys' head.
Rin loses it laughing. Just fucking loses it.
Oh, I fucking hate spiders. I'm gonna go
Rin
and
just takes
start
a little
getting other
leg and
people.
goes like, little guy.
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. This is George Hendrickson III. He does not like the name Piccolo.
George Frederick.
Esquire.
Oh, I'm sorry. Calderon, we named him.
Oh, okay. Well, Nice to meet you, Georgie.
You get the little wave with the arm.
Loves it. Absolutely loves it.
But in all honesty, what were you guys looking about? Then gonna kind of like look over the cliff herself.
Oh, last night I saw a light, and I'll point it out to her. So that's somebody's down there.
Vulcan like squints and says, "Fucking hate the sun," and then turns around and heads off to collect the rest of her stuff. She can't see shit.
Erin's just gonna watch her go for a second, and then she's gonna look at Calder and just go, "She's growing on me."
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how she does it, but yeah. Doesn't really make sense. All right, y'all. Let's get going.
Belkin, as you're collecting your things, you hear a voice inside your head.
Hello?
Who are you?
Vulcan?
I've never been attached to one of your kind before. A rarity
Oh.
among us.
And who would us be?
The worshippers of our Queen Mother.
I've already had to worship before. Can you tell me who I'm worshipping this time?
Why don't you free me? And we can discover it ourselves.
Well, you see, I didn't really like the person that I worshipped before, and I don't really want to do
Free
it again.
me!
No!
It goes away.
That's what I thought. Vulcan finishes collecting her stuff.
Me. Do it.
Dare you?
There's like this demon like sitting at his like coffee table pouting. It didn't work.
We're gonna assume that conversation entirely happened in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because otherwise, I have some questions.
Yeah.
I guess you could say like Vulcan was like collecting stuff, stopped for a few seconds, made like a weird face, and then like kept collecting her stuff. So
That is not weird enough for me to notice on that.
fair.
That is an everyday occurrence in this group.
Yeah.
Like,
All right. Onward.
Yo.
All right. So what's the plan? Heading down the path?
Think so?
Hmm?
As you collect your things, the sun begins to rise behind you, and you begin to descend down this narrow path. March order staying the same, or are we changing it up?
I think
Yeah,
same
I'll
here.
go up front.
I like that
Yeah.
order.
Yep.
Okay. Just to reiterate, it's so Ook would have to probably fall in behind Calder. Is that
Fair
okay?
enough. Yep.
Okay. So you two are walking side by side. Ook, Cassis, Belkin, Eggval, Ren, and Redrick. You all begin to descend down this path. The light brown dirt sort of turning into this red clay like substance. It begins to get softer on your feet as you travel downward. The walls of this side of the rift here begin to get taller and taller as you are slowly making a long winding descent down into the rift.
I am slightly concerned that this is a good place for an ambush.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw up a connection to Calder, Redrick, and Castus for 3 hours.
Okay. Those of you that are leading the party kind of have to slow a little bit as the descent begins to get steeper and steeper. slowly uncurves its way, and it is now just a slope. And you can see that you are beginning to enter the rift itself, not having this overview, but you're coming down into the valley. And as you do, you hear as a few rocks from above you kind of skitter down and in front of you.
Stop and look around.
I'll
See if
turn to look to see if I can find the source.
Same.
Okay, perception checks from the first two who spoke.
Oh,
Don't know who it was.
Yes.
It was Castus and Isaiah.
E. That would be a 13.
Slightly worse at 11.
I'll guidance Isaiah as he's looking.
Oh, there we go.
Hmm.
Oh, 11 and 4 is 15.
Can
Look around. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I should have mentioned it earlier. Before we set off the hill, Velkin would have mage armor on
Okay.
herself,
Perfect.
and she would have tapped Ren again for the initiative boost.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Be sure to mark those off your use spells. You don't see anything, Isaiah or Cassis.
Whoever's up there is a little bit quieter than I can tell.
I don't like this.
Or no one's up there.
I can send Yorans to check. Someone just has to hold my hand so I don't fall off this cliff.
I'm sorry. Where's Velkin and the Martian?
But
She is. I pull it back up.
Castus
Yeah, between Cassis and you.
Okay, yeah.
I kind of guide her to put her hand on my shoulder.
Okay.
she,
what is
she tries to hold your hand as she's sending Yorans up.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
well,
Hold my hand.
well, I was gonna say, what is it? Just to make sure that Felix still stays with the group, just kind of like a little daisy chain. I'll reach my hand back and I'll just sort of just grab it, so at least she's with the two of us.
And so Velkin will be guided and send Yorans up to take a look, because there's no cliffs that he has to try and look around. He could just go
Give me a perception check.
with the cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just
That was
because
a-
it just
that
popped
was a
in my head.
12.
I'm gonna look for the hawk.
Perception check.
There's some rocks in front of you. It's kind of smooth.
I'm
And
also
I'll-
gonna divine sense.
An 11 plus 5.
It was a ferret. We're all. It's just a weasel. I had a 16 for my perception.
So you look up, and it is a tight space, and it's really hard to see anything but the 10-foot wide width above you. You do not see the hawk. Yorans, you send flying up. He flies up, and begins to do a circle.
And I will add, he has detect invisibility.
Indeed, and you're looking through his eyes, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're looking through his eyes, he does spot something. What looks like a small little creature. Humanoid, but smaller. And you can see him, it kind of hood up in this cloth hood that's kind of brown and tan, and it only goes down to the back of his butt, where you see a little red tail sticking up. And you see him back up against a large boulder, slowly pushing it.
Does divine sense pick him up?
No. And it's at this point that all of you hear
Okay, yeah,
and the
Velkin
sound of rolling as this massive boulder is pushed off the ledge at all of you.
Super
Okay.
great.
Real
Velkin
quick,
stops
sorry.
out of her set.
All of you can hear the rolling of something coming down the path behind you.
It's coming down the path. Oh boy.
Are we?
Maybe run?
Are we still walled in this?
You were
path?
walled in.
Is
Do
this
these
Temple of
walls look
Doom?
climbable?
Raiders kind of thing going on there?
Everyone,
guys do?
Everyone.
Oh.
On the other
Go,
side
go,
of
go,
the
go,
room.
go,
moving
go,
fast.
go, go, go.
Um,
The walls look,
I. No,
Get
real
on
quick.
the other
Sorry.
side
So
of Ook. Now. Come here.
do the walls look climbable?
You can try. Depends on what
So-
you're trying to do. What's everybody
I mean,
doing?
well, I was gonna
This
say.
thing
So,
is coming fast.
okay, so I was gonna say. So if I still have Velkin, and if Velkin says this, I'm still going to hold on to Velkin. I'm going to reach down and grab whatever mud I can and slap it on my legs, and I'm going to cast Long Strider myself. Then I'm going to try to grab Velkin, pick her up, and just start fucking bolting 40 feet, including dash, so 80 feet total, possibly per turn. Just fucking down it.
You are carrying her, so
Down
that is
slow.
going to slow you.
okay.
That's
before-
fine. I'm just fucking grabbing her, trying to pick her up, and dashing down using Long Strider.
Because I'm guessing, because Velkin is the first one to know this is coming. She's going to, before she's picked up by Egg, she's going to snap her eyes open. She's going to say, "Let's go!" And she's going to take her staff that she got and slam it down on the ground, and a web is going to spring up in front of where the boulder would be coming down.
Hey. You cast web out of the staff then.
And the second she says go and we hear that rock rolling, Ren's taking off 90 feet around.
And before she would have snapped out, she would have told Eorns to stick with that if he can.
Okay, so here's the thing. Ren, you just take off. Eggval, you pick up Velkin, throw her over your shoulder, and just begin to bolt. I would say with Long Strider, you could probably get about 70 feet and around. I would have to cut it down because you're carrying somebody.
Makes sense.
What are the rest of you doing? As this thing is just, you can hear it smashing up against the sides of the walls.
Sounds like we're running.
Yeah, I'm just
I'm
running
running. Let's
40
go.
feet, 40 feet per turn,
Praying
so
for that
80
web.
around, something like that.
Around 30, 30 feet movement. So yeah, I guess just 60 feet per round, whatever that is.
90.
Isaiah and Luke are just scooched up against the side of the wall and pushing everybody past them to make sure Ook's the last one in line. And he's going
Okay.
to keep an eye on that web, so he's probably going to be a little bit slower than everybody else.
Can we see it yet? Like, how big is it?
So, you take off, Ren takes off, Egg and Velkin all are ahead of the rest of you. You can, at the very last moment, so I'm going to need Calder, Cassis, Isaiah, and Ook to all roll me dexterity saving throws.
Okay, come on.
As it comes down, if it goes through the
okay.
web, Isaiah's going to do enlarge on Ook and shove him in the way
Okay.
to block the entire
Saving
passage.
throw.
Okay.
Dex. 13.
So give me an athletics check using Ook strength.
Better learn on them. Yes. Oh, that was a good time to roll well. 22.
22.
Wait, does enlarge do? That might actually change.
Is the dex save for the boulder coming?
Yes, it is. Those of
see
you
it?
that were not able to run fast enough are going to have to try to dodge out of the way of this boulder.
I like the imagery of just like all of us from like the back. It's like, good luck! You know what I mean? Just like running by, like you guys got it.
Do I like see it on
You will have a
approach?
split second. It's not just rolling down at you in a straight line. It is bouncing around corners and pinballing its way down this hill at you.
3.
13.
Okay, so here's what happens. Isaiah, I still need you to make me one.
2.
Is it 2?
Yep.
Okay, so here's what happens. As this boulder comes crashing down, Isaiah, as you're funneling everybody, you see at the last moment this boulder kind of crash into the corner, and it is coming at you. You quickly think that you're going to cast Enlarge on Ook. You cast it. You see him get larger and larger as Ook grows and grows. This boulder is probably 200 to 300 pounds. It is pretty big. And as Ook gets massive, he puts his hands out, and it the boulder shatters around him, sending rocks at all of you. The rest of you that weren't too quick enough kind of have to dodge out of the way and kind of pin yourself as this boulder explodes around Ook. Okay? So you all take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as the rocks kind of explode and just smash into the side of you. The rest of you, at the last moment, come out into the rift as you run out into this massive canyon that you see in front of you. You hear an impact of something just hitting something else hard, and just these rocks pelting everything. Calder, Cassis, and Isaiah kind of have to duck out of the way as Zook kind of stands in front of him, puts his hands out, and just causes this thing to explode in front of him.
Calder and Cassis are both going to hear in their head, "You guys okay?"
Wow.
Nope.
And Ren's going to start coming back.
Move.
Sort of.
Like grab Castus kind of by the back of the shirt, push him along. Isaiah.
Come on, buddy, let's go.
Because Vulcan's being carried right now, well, she doesn't have to worry about not being able to see. Could she go back into Uranus's gaze and see he's tailing the creature?
Okay. As you all rush out into this open, massive canyon in front of you, just imagine that you were standing at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. You just look up around you, and it is just the sight. Falcon, you quickly put your hand on one of your companions. You go back into the eyes of Yorns, and you can see this little creature crawling up. He's laying flat on his tummy, and he's looking down. You can see the claws of his back legs kind of digging into the dirt. A long red tail kind of pointed up and curved. And he's looking down at all of you.
Okay. Uranus is... How close to the edge is he?
Just his snout, so he's pretty close. He's looking down, just seeing exactly what happened.
Vulcan's going to... How far away is that from where we are? How many feet?
Up, probably 60 or so feet. Seems like he has hopped down on a overhang that you guys now kind of are sitting under.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start to. I guess as we start to sort of like slow down and stop, I'm going to start to sort of pat the back of Velkin of like, "Are you okay? Can I put you down?"
You don't get a response. Actually, you do. Velkin's gonna eyes snap open, and she's gonna hold up her hand. She's going to cast Hold Person on that.
Ooh, okay. That's a wisdom save, correct?
I will check. It is... Yeah, it's a wisdom.
What's your DC?
16.
You rolled a 12.
Alright.
So you just see, you're looking up, and you kind of make a gesture. What does it look like when you cast Hold Person?
The pocket watch is brought out, and she clenches it really hard, like not like the button like she usually presses. She clenches it really hard, and you hear a little, and then there's like this like little echoing from where this person got kind of held, and Vulcan's going to ask telepathically to Eorns to push this person down the cliff towards us.
Oh shit! You're about to kill this thing.
Yorns, give me a strength check with your cat.
Alright.
Pet.
Yikes.
Oh, Yorns, let's go! Okay, Yorns rolled a 19, but has a -4 to it.
Oh man.
Velkin, you do that, and you just, all of you, well, whoever has a passive perception of 16 or higher, begin to see a little head begin to get pushed slowly and slowly over the edge.
Wow.
Until you hear rocks begin to... And all of you notice something's coming over the edge.
What is
Vulcan's,
that?
Vulcan's crossed her
Vulcan, what'd
arms
you
and
do?
is watching. She's like, I don't know what it is, but it's the thing that dropped the boulder on us, and he's gonna come join us. And she's just...
Should I put you
Can we ask
down?
you questions?
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't kill it.
Oh no.
At this point, it just slides down the hill and tumble, and it goes into this roll. And
She
it
went.
roll,
Oh,
and
sorry.
it is now laying in front of you. This creature, just
Is it-
frozen.
Conscious?
Yeah.
You don't know.
Does-
Its eyes are open like this.
Well, I'm gonna go check it.
Yeah.
Is it conscious?
Its eyes are
Have
just
we
wide.
seen anything like
Like, is it
before?
breathing? Is there?
Let me give you a description of what it looks like. So this thing has a very long snout. It's red in color and scaly. Teeth, very, very sharp. Almost resembles a dragon, in a way. These long, pointy ears that kind of sit back on his head. He has a wool cap that his ears are kind of cut through over his head. On his back, he has this crude little metal and wooden shield and a spear made out of wood and stone. This is a kobold. Some of you have seen them. Egval, you're probably the most familiar with a kobold. The sort of, in your general area, tend to live in packs at the base of the mountains there. He is just frozen in place. Give me a medicine check. He lays there like this.
So I'd like to ask, are kobolds to be trusted? Because, from my experience, are they to be trusted?
Pretty
Some
sure this
are,
one's dead.
some aren't.
Natural 20 on the medicine.
So I was gonna say, so then I guess after having seen it's a kobold, I will carefully put Velkin down. I'll go walk over to the kobold. I will unsheath my longsword and just have the tip just sitting on its back,
And my pistol is
waiting
unpointed.
for something to happen.
Have I?
Hold on, everybody. The medicine check resulted in
A
he
natural 20.
is. Yeah, okay. He is, as you get down, you don't really know the physiology of a kobold, but he is definitely alive. He's breathing. You can
Okay.
see the light little breaths.
I will draw my mother's dagger out from the back of my belt and just like roll the thing over onto its back and hold it against his throat. Hey, Velkin, maybe let him go so we can ask him a few questions.
Do I get a thank you for bringing him down here?
Sure, thanks.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Well spotted.
Once she gets her thank you, she drops the spell and just watches.
Okay, so as you drop the spell, and Egval has the sword on his back, and a dagger at his throat, and a pistol aimed at him. He gets unheld, and all you hear is just a scream of a maniac scream.
I'm gonna try to-
We are going to end our
Can I like
session.
clamp his snout shut?
To try next session.
Come on!
You just hear a maniac screaming, a high-pitched voice.
That was real weird, by the way, because you were doing the scream, but it was
your mic
silent.
didn't pick it up at all.
As soon as we started, immediately
So it's just like you going.
Yeah.
So
Oh boy.
Wild.
Oh, we got the rift.
Man.
Holy
Yeah, I
cow.
was gonna say,
No
we
idea
arrived,
what the game is,
made it.
but we're in the rift.
but now there's kobolds to worry about too. We not only have the fucking shadow dudes, but now we also have kobolds apparently.
We found
Very
one.
dragony theme.
If there, listen. If there's one, there are tons more. That's how
Oh
kobolds
yeah.
are. Okay?
They're all over the
If
place.
anything, there are at
There's
least
probably a
3 in
dragon.
crypto.
There's probably
There's
a
at least-
dragon.
Don't say that. Don't you dare. Take that back.
Anyway.
Son of a bitch. Not again.
Anyway, to anyone here tuning in, thank you guys. We appreciate you for watching, following, everything. You're the best. You make it worth doing this. If you want to check out more of our content, we have these episodes go up as podcasts. We have a YouTube. We have nights off on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. EST, same time as this. We'll sit down, talk about the episode, theories, what happened, everything, that kind of stuff. So don't miss that. We'll also be able to interact with you guys in chat more. I know I saw a couple people talking, and we can't really get to you during the game, but we'd love to chat with you. But yeah, other than that, thanks for tuning in. That's all I got.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Hell yeah.
Love you. Bye, Kate. Bunny. Appreciate you coming up. showing your face.
I was gonna say one of them was my younger brother, so thank you. Thank you very much, Sage. Appreciate it. Anyways.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.